What is up, you bushy boys and girls? Back at it again with another bushy fitness vid. Today I'll show you how to find your maintenance calories and what is Maingaining. Go into more depth into that because I've tossed the word around, but I haven't really explained it, especially to beginner lifter fitness bushes. You guys who want to get started, I think this is the best way to get your diet on track, not have to go full bodybuilder chicken broccoli rice mode. You definitely don't have to do that. Also, if you haven't already, follow the TikTok and Instagram. If you want to see my YouTube shorts early, they're on my TikTok, and some nice physique photos. Your big boy Bush, they're on the gram because I'm going ham. Alright, bushes, you know how it is. I'll take it over to whatever bush is next. Gotta record somehow, big guy. In my studio, I set my phone right here on the water. Don't you want to get fitter? Oh yeah, the kitties. That's why their food's out, by the way. Got this automatic feeder. Feeds like every, I think, 6 hours on the dot. And here is a, I don't know, recycling? Like, it's a water fountain. So we don't gotta fill it. Yeah, these cost a pretty penny. My girlfriend bought them kind of out of impulse. Oh, I'm joking. Please don't hurt me like you usually do. But we noticed the kitties need to go on diets too, because Dusty's on a seafood diet. He sees food and he eats it. How did I butcher that? Big boy, I gotta zoom out for you. That's how fat you are, yeah. Alright, bushes, so what is Maingaining? It's when you eat at your maintenance calories that you burn. So there's so many calories that you burn in a day. Mine, with my level of activity, whether it's some work or lifting, just being an active boy, that is how many calories I need to eat a day to keep the same body weight. Bud tail. I gotta resume now, dude. We're gonna make some nice bloopers. And what are calories? So on the nutrition label on the back, let me go get a thing of milk. That's what most dads said and then never returned. I don't know why I said milk, but I was in a gang called Milk Gang. Shout out. You see 150 calories right there, and it's hard to do this in reverse. 13 grams of protein. This is some nice whole milk, by the way. But if you want better, lower calories, I have the higher, because honestly at the end of the day, I eat so light in foods that I need to fit in more calories at the end to reach that 2,800. And for me, going 3,000 plus is pretty dang hard, the way I eat anyway. Low calorie, high protein foods. Puff. You also got your fats on here and carbs. Fats, carbs, and proteins are known as your macronutrients or your macros. This is really what I look at. I'm not all nitty gritty about the little stuff on the label, like the ingredients, all the micro stuff. I really look at calories and protein, at least for weight loss. I feel like is the most important two numbers on there. So why should you Maingain? Well, if you're obsessed with the way top level bodybuilders do it, which keep in mind, they've been doing that crap for years on steroids, everything. They do everything to perfection every day. Obviously their diet, and them bulking is about 10, maybe highest 12% body fat. And I'm anywhere from 15 to 20%. And I like the way I look. So I don't feel like I need to cut anymore right now until my show in order to be happy and healthy. Since I'm not competing right now, it's my technical off season until about 16 weeks out. Maybe less because of vacation, we'll see. But the reason you don't want to bulk and cut is because it will create unhealthy eating habits. Like a few months you're going to be stuffing your face, and the other few you're going to be starving, just to try to kind of yo-yo, go up and down. If you Maingain or eat at maintenance calories, which I'll show you how to find, it's not necessarily the most reliable way, but it gives you a good baseline, which is what I kind of used. I also use MyFitnessPal. In the app, it shows you how to find your maintenance calories. You're going to be slowly building muscle instead of losing it every time you cut, because every time you bulk, yeah, you're going to gain a lot of weight, but that's not necessarily muscle. And really, when you're cutting back down again after getting so big, your work's just going to be getting all of the fat that you put on off instead of building muscle, which is the goal for bodybuilding. Anyone that wants to stay relatively healthy, the more muscle you have in your body, the less fat you'll have. Makes sense. So I think Maingaining is the healthiest way to go about it. Slowly progress over time and get better at lifting weights, diet, sleep. That's the main thing to build your testosterone too, is just the little stuff like that. There's no magic pill, well, naturally anyway, okay? You can inject yourself with a bunch of crap and boost it that way. But for us men, I want to get our testosterone up, but we don't want to resort to drugs. Those are the three key elements: lifting, so your muscles have some kind of stimulus to grow. Eating your diet, getting enough protein in every day. I would advise about 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So this morning I weighed at 166.4. I would be good even with like 130, but relatively I try to go for a pound of body weight just for a bit of overkill. Anything way over that is not really going to do you any good, and having a bunch of protein is not going to hurt you, but things that are high in protein tend to cost more money, and it really wouldn't be worth your time stuffing your face for no reason. Now I'll talk about my diet. I'll show some pictures if I have them, but I start off with my breakfast. I believe it's 530 calories, 38 grams of protein. It's 4 eggs, scrambled or hard boiled works out just fine. However you like them. I mean, eggs are eggs. They're very good. They're a very good way to get in your protein in the morning, along with your omega-3s, which are important for your body. And then I put a serving of fat-free cottage cheese for less calories. Same amount of protein, but yeah, we're just trying to cut there. And stuff with less fat, yeah, it does have less taste, but that's the price you gotta pay to lose weight, right? And I put that serving of cottage cheese on top of a couple slices of bread. Today I had to use the dang end pieces, crap. That's how I start my morning, and a few hours later, I have a very active job. I'm walking around a lot at my work, so I'll have a snack of a banana for carbs, and fruit's obviously good for you too. I'm not the biggest fan of vegetables. Sometimes I have to really force those down. That's a good way to get some healthy food in. And I got my puff bar, my protein bar. It's 17 grams of protein, only 140 calories, and it tastes just like a Thin Mint, like a marshmallow Thin Mint. Crap is so good. For lunch, I'll have a couple servings of turkey or beef. The 93% is preferred. I don't really like the 99 as much. It gets rid of a lot of the taste, but if you're really trying to cut, yeah, go as least amount of fat as possible. For you bushes, even if you're maingaining, cutting, whatever the heck, unless you're going on the dirtiest bulk because you're, a skeleton, I'd advise 93% beef or chicken or turkey, which is yummy. Not really gonna find pork at 93%, I feel like. This is paired with half a cup of white rice. I don't like to do a full cup, just feel like it's overkill. The rice, again, is a whole food. It's very good for you. Very pure form of carb. That or potatoes, which I eat sometimes. That is also 170 calories to it, so the couple servings of meat, which is usually turkey, that I have with that adds up to a little over 500 calories again, and it's going to be quite a bit of protein, approaching 50. So by noon or whenever you wake up, you're already going to have a good start to the day and not have to drink like 3 protein shakes a day as the gym bros would suggest, or something ridiculous. Especially since I'm home today, I got the Diet DP just for a little caffeine. My off days from work, I try not to have much except when I'm about to work out. Yeah, this is like 99 cents IV. Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'll put ice. I gotta let all this foam come down. Crap, I thought I was gonna turn into a Mentos and Coke situation. Having a little stuff throughout the day helps keep you satiated, keep you full. When my belly's angry, I can't really be that productive, think, work on videos, work especially. But diet soda, I call it pop, but my girlfriend's really molding me to say soda. Soda, it's called pop. This is a cheat code though, as I've been saying. Just a little bit, I don't know where it's at, but a little bit of caffeine too. And aspartame, not really gonna go over that, but there's no direct thing for cancer, I would say. Guess we gotta find out the hard way. Later, my post-workout meal, because I'm lifting later right now, is a couple packs of those higher protein oats. And I like the brown sugar just for flavor, but you could do whole oats too. To have another whole, healthy, pure carb in there. Depending how healthy you want to be, like, pure form, this is like good for my body. I'm talking about calories specifically and getting protein in when it comes to my advice on dieting. So the cheat code to get in your protein powder, I put that with the the oatmeal in a little bowl, mix it around, and I add, I don't know why it's still here, this whole milk. And then once it's done, I put a bunch of sugar-free syrup in there. It is so dang yummy. And that'll be anywhere between 500, 550 calories. If you notice with my consistency is similar number of calories for every meal. Try to eat about 5 times a day, or at least when you feel like it. You don't gotta, shove food down your throat. I'll show you what I have for dinner / my nighttime stuff. I haven't made it yet. As you can tell, it's early in the day, and I want to make the whole video in a dang day. So I'll show you what's in the fridge. It's some frozen things, quick and easy. When you're done with work, whatever you got going on in the day, you can make it quick and have a nice dinner. And then I will show my calorie and protein total at the end for my personal diet, and then I'll show you how to find your own maintenance calories. Since I'm making this video in advance and it's not dang dinner time, I got this big ol' bag of fries. Sorry about that noise, by the way. And some chicken patties. I usually have a couple, sometimes 3, if I've eaten less throughout the day. Oh my. Oh yeah, Halo Top. This is like the cheat way to have ice cream. I ate about half this thing. It's 245 calories. Compared to like a Ben & Jerry's, oh my goodness, you would be a diabetic. Also, this popcorn, this stovetop popcorn, I don't really like the microwavable anymore. Yeah, it's better for convenience, but with the popcorn, it's a whole food. Shout out. But it's going to be less calories for you, less butter and all that oil and fat and crap. Of course, you got to use some of the oil here, Diddy be like. And yeah, don't do too much. Please weigh out or measure a tablespoon, because, wow, those calories add up very quick. I'm going to go to the studio, talk more about Maingaining. Why you should do it. Unless you're really fat, then get on a slow cut. Alright guys, so to find your maintenance calories, use this dang site. Got my metrics in here. I'm taller than that, by the way. But for the average, male, 5'9", whatever. But very active for my activity. My job's reactive, but I'm not going to put the most extreme one. Just to be a little generous. And we'll calculate. And here are my results. So in between, it's what I like to go with at 2820. It's also what MyFitnessPal or my app told me. That's why I go off that. And yeah, if you want to lose slow weight, it's going to be about 200 or 300 less than your maintenance. Same with if you're trying to gain weight. Little above, little below. Yeah, it's just a quick tip to find that out. I somehow forgot to include this cheat code 20-gram Oikos yogurt, which puts my protein total for the day, the average day, at 199 grams and 2,883. Pretty much on point. 200 grams of protein, pretty much. 166 pounds, and I'm very close to 2820. You don't got to be exact. Even like 100 to 200 off of your maintenance range is fine every now and then, but it's a good general guideline. Oh my, I can see myself. Bud meets girl. That's it for the video, you bushy boys and girls. Hopefully you enjoyed, like always, or if you never have, hopefully this is your first time enjoying it. And I hope you learned a little something more about my opinion on dieting and how your fitness journey can start, get better, whether you're trying to lose weight, keep the same, or even bulk. This should give you a better understanding of what calories are and how it can affect your body. Anyways guys, if you like, comment, subscribe, yeah. Let's see you bushes.